So, glad you made it. I've been wanting to talk to you all day. I, earlier today, just got done working actually, and I found video where another live streamer was driving down the highway, 65 mile an hour highway. Early in the video, he said he was doing 84, had to open the door or some shit about opening his door. But yeah, man, dude, like wrecked the vehicle by being distracted, I believe. You can have your own take on it. He got hit from behind, and if you listen to the video, which is still up, I'm surprised it's still up, but you hear a guy tell Scrapping Dude, hey man, you were doing like 10 miles per hour, and Scrapping Dude's like, it doesn't matter, you hit me from behind. Which it doesn't matter if you get hit from behind, and I know in my state, it doesn't matter unless there is another cause that could have happened, like you were distracted or drunk or whatever. And in this case, Scrapping Dude was definitely distracted. I won't be able to see what you're saying. I'm trying to pull that up over here so that I can see what you're saying. Pardon me, but this is taking too fucking long. So I didn't come on right away. My laptop has been going through the warm-up process for like 20 minutes. And I don't know if that's going to work. So there's a good chance I won't be able to see what y'all are saying. I was going to sing the chat. Just have some fun tonight. But also wanted to get to what y'all thought. One of the comments on my preview video that I made was by Vonda, who said that I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't have a car. And Vonda, that's simply not true. Not to mention that it says a lot about you. It also is simply not true. I have driven for 30 years, whatever, 45, 26, 27 years. I know the rules of the road, and I can read, so there is that. The Ohio state law, which is where Scrapping Dude was, says you cannot be on your device at all. You can't be on your phone for texts, for phone calls, or for the internet while driving. So there can't be a fault of another driver while you're in the act of commissioning a crime, a misdemeanor or whatever, getting a ticket. Had police been able to see that he was live streaming, they would have gave him a ticket. And what's going to happen here is that if he leaves the video up, the people who hit him are eventually going to see that video and find out that he was indeed a distracted driver. And in the state of Ohio, that matters. So what I thought was great was that earlier in the video, he's laughing at the lawsuit that is pending against me that should begin today from Redacted. Redacted will be suing me for everything that I have, which is some shirts and some tennis shoes, some undies. Some of my underwear actually have holes in them in conspicuous places. And maybe a few t-shirts. The nicest things that I have are some Dead Man shirts. The guy who came along and was gladly spending up my mother-in-law's money before he died left a bunch of clothes, and I take them and wear them on these live streams because it's unique and they're cool, they're nice, they're expensive ass clothes. He's had everything dry cleaned. I take off all the dry cleanings tags. I don't always remember to. I've seen videos of mine where I left the dry cleaning tags on. Here's the one that was on this shirt. These are Dead Man's clothes, just so you know. When my mother-in-law won a $900,000+ settlement when her husband died, she paid off this house and then met a man who was able to manipulate his way into her life and take a loan out on this house without her permission. Doesn't matter. He convinced my mother-in-law to invest in beachfront or beach house properties, not beachfront, but like I don't know. They're more like camp, like so a place where you like an RV park where you would go and park and be at the beach, and they have like these Carolina homes, which are trailers where there's an addition built onto them. She bought up like 5 of those homes, and he promised to manage them and rent them out, and that was one way they were going to invest money. Well, that became a money pit, and then they started fighting. He took a loan out on her house right here and moved to one of those beach houses down at Myrtle Beach. And so, and he stayed there till he died. When he died, the Lincoln truck that he had purchased, the 2008 Lincoln truck that he purchased, was in my mother-in-law's name and his name. She paid $8,000 to have her name taken off the truck so that his son could have that truck. She also gave up the rest of the cash that he had from the $100,000 loan that he took out on this home to his son. And you know, for the next few years, my mother-in-law continued her own spending habits, and she's not been, you know, I think she used the money to try to fill the holes and make herself feel better. And, you know, she filled this house with clothes and things, stuff, stuff everywhere. So, like, you know, there isn't, by the time I came along, there was no money left, and then, you know, it was everything we could do to even like help remind her that the power bill was due, this was due, that was due. You know, you got to pay for things. I did not know, and have recently, 2 months ago, found out that she wasn't keeping up with her HOA payments, and now there's a lien on the house for the HOA payments. A year ago, plus 2 months ish, I wrecked her car after her insurance lapsed. Similar situation as what happened today with Scrappin' Dude. A car was coming out of Bojangles, which is a restaurant. You know, it's a fast food restaurant, and they were in a turning lane. They would have to turn right into a neighborhood. She sped up. Where I'm doing like 40, 45. She sped up to try to go around me. I backed off and let her in front of me. She slammed on brakes because there was a flashing yellow light, and I hit her. And my mother-in-law's insurance had lapsed on her vehicle like the day before. She didn't know it when she let me borrow it, so there was no recourse to replace that vehicle. My vehicle had already died, the engine died, and we took the money that we did have that could have bought a new engine or a used engine and actually paid off the bank, because she had owed the bank some money and they were going to foreclose last year. So the $4,000 that we had saved up from our business went to get her settled back up so that she didn't have to worry about that. But little did I know that there was also a pending HOA deal. In the interim, I've done some studies, and I have shot a video that I haven't uploaded yet, but it's getting to be crunch time, so I probably will. There'll be more lawsuits. That's what this is all about. There's going to be more lawsuits happening vis-a-vis this channel. And there's a sprinkler system that runs up and down the road behind us that is operated on my mother-in-law's front yard. And for the longest time, she was having water bills like $200 a month. And I'm like, how does one lady have a water bill of $200 a month? Well, the water company, which is the local city, won't come and check that out. You have to pay to have somebody come and check that out. Well, I finally got an old friend of mine to come by and see what he thought last week. And I videotaped all this shit. Well, as it turns out, the HOA is running their water through my mother-in-law's meter. I don't know that it may be too little too late. There's a chance that, I think with the, she owes, it's 6 years worth of not paying the HOA fees. So she owes somewhere in the vicinity with fees, dues, plus interest, somewhere like in the area of $6,700. So I don't know, that may, and that's this Friday on the courthouse steps that's going down, so that may go down. So yeah, man. And then you got Redacted, Slab City News, David Nags, otherwise known as Evan, his boyfriend has sent a lawsuit out because he claims that I mentioned his information in a video that is standing on my site, and I just can't find it. I've looked everywhere. So I guess that's gonna happen. But all that come to say that I was watching today, and it was so fucking funny. They were picking on Good Job Buddy and picking on him, and Good Job Buddy, having a good time picking on him. And then out of nowhere, going over the Ohio Bridge. Who'd have thought? It might have been the Karma boat, because it wasn't the Karma train. It was the Karma boat, I believe, that slammed into the side of Scrappin' Dude. And now that man's going to have a lawsuit on his hands. So it's the lawsuit season in this community, and I just wanted to let Scrappin' Dude know, like you let me know. Remember when I did my video where I went to the restaurant to confront the accused? You told me that you should do this and that, whatever. You made a video about me. Well, this is my reciprocal video, and this is me telling you, you might want to take down the video that you've got up where you're live and driving your vehicle, because operating a vehicle while using the internet in Ohio is illegal. And we know that because it's a state law. Yeah, Donnie Baker says it's a state law. So we're going to look up that state law right now. We're going to find us out if indeed it is indeed the indeeded state law. Okay, so let's wait this out. Okay, my computer's acting real slow today, y'all. I don't know why, but we'll find out if it's gonna do what I asked it to. See that chat room moving along fine and dandy like it normally do. I ain't got shit to say because I can't read a goddamn motherfucking thing on it. And that's just facts. But I do know if you go right now to Scrappin' Dude's channel, if you have not watched the video, it's entertaining. I picked it up live where he was talking about Mad Matt. I literally, as soon as it came on live, he's like, "Man, I'll be watching Mad Matt because I think he can make it out there. He's got the equipment and blah 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 blah." Then he's like, "That's the Ohio River, y'all. There it is." And he shows the Ohio River, and you can see the nuclear power plant out the passenger window. And then he puts the camera back facing forward, and seconds later, smash. So, yeah, man, I think you were distracted by your chat room. You were told by many people, I believe people who don't even like me, told you, I wish you wouldn't live stream and drive. Like, maybe you could instead... Oh, that sounded like the brakes on the car you just wrecked. Did you hear that? Scrappin' Dude, did you hear those brakes grinding? For like the last 2 weeks, he's been driving around with grinding brakes. That's dangerous, man. Driving around with kids in the car with the grinding brakes, taking your kids fishing with them grinding brakes. We call that a big chimney no-no where I'm from. But anyway, you know what else is a big chimney no-no? Is driving around distracted. And you definitely had your live stream going, and you were definitely reading the chat room because you were responding to what people were saying in that video. And that's a distraction. And in Ohio, there's a law about that. Here we go. OHIO. God, I can't see shit. Distracted. Driver. Logo. Alright, here we go. I gotta pee. Well, here we go. Let's see here. Let's see if I can see better if I just put it right on my face. There we go. That's better. Ohio distracted driver law. All right. It's a new law. It's now in effect. Well, it's been in effect since 2018, so here we go. I hope that you all get to watch this video before he takes it down, because it's an interesting study in how distracted a person can be while driving and streaming. In this case, he was, Scrap-N-Doo was driving over a bridge over the Ohio River, and it creates a scenario whereby there's nowhere for anyone to go when you dramatically slow down because you're not paying attention. Things like this shit right here end up happening. Distracted drivers cause shit like that to happen. It's terrible. Distracted drivers are killing more people than drunk drivers are these days, so they want to curb the distracted driver. New Ohio distracted driving law now in effect. Fines have increased. For using your phone. Okay. Alrighty. Scrolling through Facebook could get you a ticket just the same as texting. The penalties for distracted driving has increased as well. For the ticket is now $100. So essentially what this is saying here is, it's going to be hard for me to show this. Alright, well, I think you get it. You can look it up yourself. The deal is, in Ohio, the state of Ohio, where he was crossing into, man, if he had just stayed in Kentucky. Anyway, he crosses over the Ohio River into the state of Ohio, and he's let his foot off the gas to the point where the truck behind him can't stop. Earlier in the video, he says he's going 84 miles per hour. The speed limit was 65. In the video, you see it. There's a sign he passes by. It says 65. So he was already going 19 miles per hour over the speed limit earlier in the video. Now he's doing 10 or 15 miles per hour as he slows down over the Ohio River to show us, to show the viewer, what the Ohio River looks like, which is nice. That's a nice thing to do. I mean, what a fantastic host he was to show us the Ohio River. I had not seen the Ohio River in, gosh, I think 10 years. Last time I saw the Ohio River was on a job where I had to go up that way. But yeah, it's been a while, man, since I'd seen the Ohio River. Thank you for showing me the Ohio River. But in the interim, you were distracted while driving, which is against the law there in the state of Ohio, and somebody hit you because you'd slowed down so much. And it's pretty obvious when you watch the video that's what happens. He literally pulls away from the Ohio River, is putting his phone back up, and blam, it goes all to shits. And again, I feel like I can talk about this because you talked about my shit when I went into the restaurant. So this is just tit for tat. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Today you're the bug. So, I do believe you will be taking the video down because I can't see you winning a lawsuit while also having a record of your distracted driving sitting up there on your YouTube channel. What we listened to after that is, and I would be playing these clips, but Scrap-N-Doo is known for taking, anytime you take anything off of his channel, he will strike you. He'll strike it, strike. You know, he's like, shit. Can't think of his name. Samuel L. Jackson in Pulp Fiction. He will strike thee down. And yeah, so I can't use any even like seconds, even though it's under fair use because I'm talking about it and it would actually complement what I'm saying. I'm not going to show it. You can go look at his video if it's still up. It's toward the end there, like roughly 15 minutes before the video ends. You'll see he's on the bridge, and that's where you need to start watching because that's where it goes down. And if you listen, you hear the truck drivers complaining that he was going, like 10 miles per hour is what the truck driver says. I don't know that that's what he was doing, but the cars were flying by him in the right lane. And that's another thing, like, there was no reason to be stopped or slowed down. There were vehicles blowing by you, dude. Like, you go by an RV, it's a truck pulling an RV. You go by him, you show the Ohio River, you blow by him, show the Ohio River, and then those people blow by you. So you definitely did slow down. It's on the video, it's obvious. Your video incriminates you. And if I'm the trucking company and I get a hold of that information, they were going to try to just settle this shit up and pay you what your car was worth, probably total it out, give you the total for your vehicle. But I hear you on there. You were on there being like, no, I want the police to come and do a report. The guy who hit you said to his company, and why not? Because it's his company. This guy wants to drag it out. And, he wants to look good in front of the company. So I get why he did that. And I made the point earlier that you're a conservative, and conservatives are always against frivolous tort lawsuits, but you're doing that now. This is a frivolous tort lawsuit. You slowed down in that lane. You were in the left lane, by the way. That's the fast lane. Let's also remember that. Okay? Remember that, Vonda. He was in the left lane. I remember when I used to be a driver, the left lane was the fast lane, Vonda. And, we know that because there's vehicles in between our view of the Ohio River and where his vehicle is, okay? That's how it works. When he's looking out through the passenger side in America, that's how it works. The passenger side's on the right, so are the right lanes, Vonda. So yeah, he was looking out to the right onto the Ohio River. You can see the nuclear power plant back there. You can see Coney Island right there, the little Ferris wheel. That shows you he's entering into Ohio. He's already entered into Ohio because the sign says now entering Ohio before you even cross the Ohio River. So yeah, man, you're in Ohio, and they've got different laws for live streaming and driving, for being distracted while driving. You can't be on your phone in Ohio. You can't be making phone calls. You can't be making texts. You certainly cannot be on the internet, scrolling through Facebook, or hosting a live stream on your phone while you're driving. And the cray-cray irony here is that you've been told this by many chatters along the way. He and I had talked on the phone at one point, and I was just talking about him wearing a seatbelt. He a lot of times we get to put a seatbelt on. But I was just saying, hey man, you do that a lot. Because I know in Pennsylvania where my dad's from, they can't even be on the phone at all. And I call my dad sometimes and he'll be like, yo Ed, I can't talk right now. I am driving. So, it's a big deal. You'll get pulled over for that shit in some states. He was barely in the state when it happened, but still, as chance would have it, you were in Ohio when this accident happened, and you were a distracted driver based on the law. You were a distracted driver. So, it's all fun and games to talk about Good Job Buddy, and it's all fun and games to talk about his lawsuit. Also, by the way, somebody on there said, I have proof that Good Job Buddy is giving out your phone number to people. Give me a second. That's delicious. Scrapping Dude says, yeah, well, the karma train will come around and get him. Because he just, he's believed that I'm giving out his phone number. A, I'm not giving out your phone number. be, your phone number is right behind you when you're driving. It's on the back window of your vehicle because you're a painter, and that's what painters do. They put their phone numbers on their vehicles so that people will call them for jobs. I ain't fucking, like, I get it. That's the hustle. I get it. But you also have a painting channel, the Pro Painter painting channel that you got, where you say your phone number many times, probably every video. Am I right, Scrap and Do? So yeah, on his Pro Prep Painter channel, Scrap and Do says his number out to anybody who's listening. But in this particular channel, he's got it on the back of his car on the window there. It's really easy to see. Literally in this video today, when he's telling people that I'll get mine for giving away his number, it's behind him. And I've never given away your number. It's your business number. The number you answer as yourself, as your regular number, is your business number. We've known that. Everybody's known that. You went through this before on your video where you were going downtown and you were calling all these girls dirty butts. Any black woman you saw on the side of the road was a dirty butt. Any hooker was a dirty butt. You know, you were riding along with your number in the back, and people were saying, yo, man, your number's right there, because you were blaming Cadillac Sam and Tallywhacker for calling that number. And they were like, your number's right there, dude. And he's like, yeah, but I've told everybody, let this be a warning to the whole world. Don't call me on YouTube. I don't want to talk to anybody on YouTube. And you said the Cadillac Sam and Tallywhacker today in your videos, the video before the one where the car accident came on, you said that those two dudes calling you out of fucking the Great Northwest were doing this and that, and they were able to hide their numbers and disguise their numbers. You know, I don't believe that, and I'm not friends with them either, man. What's crazy is that I think you're making up shit most of the time, like you used to do, like on February the 8th, Friday, February the 8th, when Scrappin' Dude told the community that, and he definitely hinted that it was me, but he told the community that someone was calling around 6 bomb threats in the area where he lived, in his name, saying that it was him who was doing it. And I called the Kentucky State Police and did a video. It's on here. It's on my videos that proved that you lied. I then said you need to get the fuck off of YouTube and don't come back on until you want to admit that you're telling, you know, that you were telling a lie. And you stayed off of YouTube for 3-4 months. But you came back on when you thought nobody noticed, I guess. You were like, I'm back. Fuck it. I'm going to sneak back up in here. But yeah, man, that's what you do. You make up shit. It gets you attention. It gets you views. You bring on people. You brought on Big Nick like twice in a row just to talk shit about Zane. In those videos, he mentioned me 46 times and how good my channel was. Not so much anymore, huh? You can watch that right now for yourself. Look on Scrappin' Dude's channel where Big Nick is being interviewed and just listen to how many times Big Nick loves him some good job, buddy. So, my point is, Scrappin' Dude, you never got permission to come back on and get in this community after you lied about bomb threats. There were no bomb threats. You know there were no bomb threats. You lied. You appealed to the community's heart and said, I was a victim. You claimed to be a victim of identity theft, of identity, somebody claiming to be you, going around and making bomb threats, but that never happened. Friday, February 8th of this year, no bomb threats were made in Kentucky, in Ohio. No bomb threats. You claimed that it happened. I proved that it didn't happen, and you went away for 3 months. Now you come back doing the same shit you always do, driving around live streaming, reading what people say to you, fake laughing, pretending you're the champ. The same shit you always do. You stole Ric Flair's fucking woohoo. That's what you did. You stole Ric Flair's woohoo, right? You did, though, you did. And then when somebody steals your content, steals. When somebody needs to use your video to prove their point, you fucking use YouTube, your big brother, to attack back. You don't fight yourself. You're not a fighter, bro. You don't fight. You're like a lot of these other little pussy boys who don't want to come one-on-one with the man. You don't want to go at the man who's been talking shit to you. You want to go on a sideways route. How can I use somebody else to help me do this? And that's what you do. And maybe this was your karma today. Maybe this was karma catching up with you. But I doubt you'll still keep your video up. I challenge you to leave it up there. Leave it up there, man. And let that company see that you were fucking around showing the Ohio River and being distracted. Because there's a man driving that truck who's got a family to feed who could be in very big trouble because he hit you. And I think it's only fair that everybody knows the circumstances around that accident. So I'm challenging you, Scrap and Do, to leave your video up in its entirety throughout this entire lawsuit so that it can be referred to see if indeed maybe your distraction caused that accident. It's my belief that it did. I don't believe you'll leave it up. But I challenge you. I never give out your phone number to anybody. You did. Hashtag